Pantheon AI presents Apple's AI revolution begins, Micron memory chip surge, Tesla unstoppable rally. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PAI Morning Briefing for September 16th. I'm John, and I'm ready to dive into the markets. How are you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing great, John, and it looks like the markets are, taking a bit of a collective breath today. Not a lot of dramatic movement on the surface.
That's the perfect way to put it. We're seeing some slight dips across the board. The S&P 500 closed down about 0.26% at 6606. The Dow dipped around 0.33%, and the Nasdaq was down roughly 0.29%.
So a quiet day for the major indexes. But as we always say, the headline numbers never tell the whole story. I'm guessing the crypto world is dancing to its own beat, as usual?
You know it, it's a split decision over there. Bitcoin is actually holding its own, inching up just a fraction to about 115,500. Ethereum, on the other hand, is feeling some pressure, down about 1.5% to around 44.55.
A reminder that every market has its own unique rhythm. So let's get into those stories brewing under the surface. What's the first big trend you're seeing today, John?
Well, it's all about this delicate balance between caution and opportunity. And a fantastic example is happening with chip makers, specifically Micron. The stock appears to be gearing up for what could be its best winning streak since 2019.
Wow, since 2019? That's significant. What's the rocket fuel behind that? Is it just good pricing?
The pricing environment for memory chips is definitely favorable, but the real story is the booming demand from the artificial intelligence sector. Micron is positioning itself as a cornerstone of the entire AI infrastructure. It's a huge narrative.
And speaking of AI, that's the perfect segue to Apple. For a while, it seemed like they were behind in the AI race, but now Bernstein is suggesting they're primed to be a key winner. That's a fascinating turnaround.
It really is. Think about it. Apple has this massive loyal ecosystem. If they finally harness AI in a uniquely Apple way, it could be a game changer. It's stirring up a lot of excitement.
It feels like a classic Apple strategy. Watch, wait, and then integrate it perfectly. Now, you can't talk about tech titans without mentioning Tesla. It seems like there's always a story there. What's the latest?
Tesla. A true paradox. There's a safety probe concerning the Model Y, specifically issues with inoperable doors on some vehicles. Now, normally, you'd expect the stock to take a hit from news like that.
You would. But let me guess. The stock is up?
Bingo. It's on track for its 6th consecutive day of gains. It just shows the incredible investor confidence in the brand and its long-term vision. The market's belief in the story is overriding the operational setbacks.
That's just incredible. Shifting gears from tech to media, I've been watching the potential Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount merger. It sounds like a blockbuster deal, but not everyone is convinced.
Right. An analyst at TD Cowen is urging caution. They've pointed out the risk of a round-trip scenario where, if the deal fails, the stock could fall right back to where it started. And Warner's stock is already feeling the heat from a downgrade by the same firm.
It's a classic high-risk, high-reward situation that defines so many merger talks. So, what's happening on the international stage? Let's look at currencies.
The USD-JPY pair is one to watch. It's testing the low end of a crucial support area around 146.547. For technical traders, this is a big deal. If it breaks below that level, it could pave the way for a much stronger yen, and that has global implications.
And those global ripples affect everything, even decisions here at home. Speaking of which, I saw some interesting news from the housing market. Builders are cutting prices.
They are. To levels not seen in over 5 years. They're basically making a bet. With the Fed's potential rate cuts on the horizon, builders are hoping to unlock pent-up demand from buyers who've been waiting on the sidelines. It's a really strategic move.
That's a fascinating play between macroeconomic policy and on-the-ground business strategy. And while we're talking about property, there was a big acquisition in Europe, wasn't there?
Yes, a significant one. Quad Real Property Group just acquired Realstar's residential operating platform in the UK and Ireland. It's a major move into the build-to-rent and student living markets, signaling a lot of confidence in European real estate.
It seems like acquisitions are the theme of the day. We've also got moves in cybersecurity and enterprise software, right?
Absolutely. In cyber, Checkpoint announced it's acquiring Lakera to bolster its defensive capabilities. And in a massive deal, Workday confirmed its intent to acquire Sana for about $1.1 billion to enhance its cloud-based HR solutions.
Wow. $1 billion. It really shows that even the biggest players are constantly on the hunt for innovation. When you step back and look at all these different stories, the common thread is clearly adaptation and transformation.
Exactly. Whether it's Micron riding the AI wave, Apple repositioning itself, or Tesla defying the odds, investors are betting on which companies can successfully reinvent themselves for the future.
John, it reminds me of my morning coffee. Sometimes the market is unpredictable, but it's always essential. One day it's a perfect brew, the next it's a little bitter, but you never give up on it.
Laughs. That's a great way to look at it. It's a roller coaster. And that volatility is what makes it so dynamic. So as we wrap up, the key takeaway is that despite quiet indexes, the corporate world is buzzing with activity.
Right. We've seen transformation stories from Micron, Apple, and Tesla. We've seen high-stakes merger talks with Warner Brothers, and major acquisitions from Workday, Quadreal, and Checkpoint, all pointing to a market in constant motion.
And it leaves us with some big questions for our listeners. How will Apple's AI leap reshape the tech landscape? Can Tesla's rally continue in the face of these probes? We encourage you all to explore these ideas further.
Definitely. And remember, you can always use the Pantheon AI Copilot to dig deeper into any of these topics. Our goal is to connect the dots and help you see the bigger picture.
Well said, Sarah. Thank you for tuning in to today's PAI Morning Briefing. We appreciate you spending your time with us.
Join us again tomorrow for another deep dive. Until then, stay curious and happy investing. Pantheon AI, your information copilot.
Because learning shouldn't feel like a full-time job. Take care and see you next time.